Hey everyone, welcome back to Retirees Benefits. If you're watching this video, it's likely because you, or someone you care about, relies on SNAP benefits, EBT, or food stamps to get food on the table. And today, I've got some important updates that are going to impact your monthly food budget starting on October 1st. Before we dive in, I want to assure you that I've spent hours combing through official USDA reports, state agency updates, and policy changes, so you don't have to slog through all that government paperwork. I know how confusing and overwhelming this can be, especially when you're already dealing with bills, appointments, and the day-to-day grind of just getting by. Today, we're focusing on changes that will affect millions of Americans. Whether you're a single parent trying to make your grocery budget stretch, a veteran with service-connected disabilities, someone receiving SSI or SSDI, or anyone who needs food assistance, this is for you. Some of the changes are good news and some, well, we'll get into that too. But I promise you this. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what's going on, who it affects, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Let's break it down. There are several changes happening to food assistance programs starting October 1st, and not all of them will affect everyone the same way. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll talk about who exactly is impacted by these changes. And it might be broader than you think. We're talking about SNAP recipients, people receiving SSI or SSDI, veterans who are getting VA benefits, and even some folks who may not realize they qualify for assistance. Second, we'll dive into what's actually changing. Some of these changes are increases that will help families, but there are also adjustments that may feel like cuts, especially if you've been benefiting from the pandemic-era boosts. Third, we'll cover some genuinely positive news that might surprise you. New programs and expanded eligibility that could mean more help for your family. And finally, we'll talk about what you can do right now to ensure you're receiving every dollar you're entitled to. Now, let me paint a picture of who we're really talking about here. Behind every statistic, there's a real person trying to feed their family. According to the latest USDA data, over 42 million Americans receive SNAP benefits. That's roughly 1 in 8 people in this country. But let's break that down into real terms. We're talking about single parents and families with children. Around 70% of SNAP households include kids. We're talking about working parents whose paychecks just don't go far enough, single moms and dads doing everything they can, and families where someone lost their job or had their hours cut. Veterans are another group. Nearly 1.4 million veteran households rely on SNAP benefits. These are people who served our country and now find themselves struggling to put food on the table, often while dealing with service-connected disabilities that limit their ability to work full-time. There are also people with disabilities. About 20% of SNAP recipients are adults with disabilities, many of whom receive SSI or SSDI. Those fixed incomes often fall short when it comes to covering rent and groceries. Seniors make up about 12% of SNAP households. These are our grandparents and elders, people who worked their whole lives and now find themselves choosing between medications and meals. And then there are working families. Here's something that might surprise you. Most able-bodied SNAP recipients are working. They're cashiers, home health aides, retail workers, and restaurant employees. They're working, but their wages just aren't keeping up with the cost of living. If you fall into any of these categories or know someone who does, these changes are going to impact you directly. Let's now get into the specifics of what's happening on October 1st. I'm going to break this down into 3 main categories: increases, adjustments, and new opportunities. Let's start with the increases. Some good news. Starting October 1st, the maximum SNAP benefit amounts are going up for most household sizes. According to the USDA's annual adjustment, here's what the new maximum monthly benefits look like. For a single person, up to $291 per month, an increase of about $15. For a family of 2, up to $535 per month, an increase of about $27. For a family of 3, up to $766 per month, an increase of about $39. For a family of 4, up to $973 per month, an increase of about $49. I want to be clear though, these are the maximum amounts, and your actual benefit will depend on things like your income, expenses, and other factors. But for many families, this means a little more breathing room at the grocery store. Here's where I need to be upfront with you about something that's been confusing a lot of people. These increases I just mentioned are not actually increases compared to what you might be getting right now. Let me explain. During the pandemic, there were emergency allotments that boosted SNAP benefits. Many states have been phasing these out over the past year. So while the official maximum benefits are going up in October, many families may actually see their total monthly benefits go down if they were still receiving those pandemic-era boosts. According to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, families that were getting emergency allotments could see their benefits drop by $95 per month or more, even with the October increase. I know that's frustrating and confusing. The headlines say increase, but your EBT card might show less money. You're not crazy and you're not misunderstanding. It's genuinely complicated. Now, if you receive SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, there are some important things you need to know. A lot of people in these situations qualify for SNAP but don't realize it, or they face special rules. For SSI recipients, the good news is that you're automatically eligible for SNAP in most states, and your benefits are calculated differently. The October changes should result in a small increase in your food assistance. For SSDI recipients, eligibility depends on your total household income and expenses. Many states have raised the asset limits, which means you may qualify even if you have a small savings account or own a car. For veterans receiving VA disability benefits, here's an important note. Your VA benefits don't count as income for SNAP purposes in most cases, so even if you're getting VA compensation, you might still qualify for food assistance. Alright, here's the genuinely good news. While the benefit calculations are complex, there are some positive changes that could mean more help for your family. For example, SNAP online purchasing is now available in all 50 states, so you can use your EBT card to buy groceries online from approved retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and many local grocery stores. This is huge for people with disabilities, seniors who struggle to get to stores, or parents who can't always make it to the store during regular hours. Also, more states are participating in the Restaurant Meals Program, which allows certain SNAP recipients, especially seniors, disabled individuals, and homeless people, to use their benefits at participating restaurants. This program recognizes that not everyone has access to a kitchen or the ability to prepare meals at home. Many states have streamlined their SNAP application processes, allowing online applications, phone interviews, and longer certification periods, so you don't have to reapply as often. This is a big deal for young adults and parents who are going back to school. The rules around college student eligibility for SNAP have expanded. So more students, especially those in career training programs, working students, and parents attending school, can qualify. So what should you do about all this? If you're already receiving SNAP, log into your state's EBT portal or call the customer service number on the back of your EBT card. Check when your benefits are scheduled to be recalculated with the new amounts. In most states, this will happen automatically, but it's worth verifying. Remember, the income limits for SNAP are higher than many people think. For 2024, the gross monthly income limit for most households is 130% of the federal poverty level. For a family of 4, that's about $3,250 per month. Even if you work, even if you receive SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, you might still qualify. Don't assume you make too much money. SNAP is just one piece of the puzzle. Look into YIC if you have young children. Check if your area has local food banks or pantries, and see if you qualify for utility assistance programs. These programs can work together to help stretch your budget even further. If your benefits seem wrong, if your application is denied when you think it shouldn't be, or if you're having trouble with your case, you have the right to appeal. Every state has a process for this, and there are often legal aid organizations that can help you for free. Lastly, remember this. Food insecurity isn't a personal failing. It's not because you didn't work hard enough or make good choices. It's because we live in a time when housing costs have skyrocketed, wages haven't kept up with inflation, and unexpected expenses can knock anyone down. But the fact that over 42 million Americans need food assistance isn't a sign that 42 million people are doing something wrong. It's a sign that our economy has serious issues. These programs exist because we recognize that no one should have to choose between rent and groceries. I've covered these issues for years now, and I've learned that the people who use these programs are some of the hardest working, most resourceful people I know. You're making tough decisions every day, stretching every dollar, and doing your best to take care of your families. These benefit changes, whether they're increases or adjustments, represent